faith isn't lived only in beliefs, it's lived out in relationships and real life decisions that shape our futures and affect others deeply. So, is dating acceptable within a Christian framework? And what boundary should guide it?
Um, it is a good thing for a man to find a wife or a woman to find a husband. I think the Bible says that. All right. How you go about this is the question. That is also a cultural question. All right. I think different uh, places they do this differently. So we need to be culturally sensitive. Sometimes some cultural practices are not good, which means we should be able to self-critique our own culture. And yeah, so I think that there is a lot of scope for uh, critiquing our own culture, is what I would say. Now, dating depends on who's asking, because when a Westerner says dating, I think they mean something else. Okay, and when we say dating, what do we mean? All right, so that needs to be defined and qualified. I think in India as well, we're increasingly moving away from a arranged marriage setup to where people want to make their own choices. But I think a safe zone would be uh, with parental blessing, with parental guidance, where you're also allowed to make your own choice bear. Like you can tell your parents, this is the kind of person I'm looking for, or I'd be interested, and hopefully your parents are also open to that. I think we need to negotiate and work around a common ground like that. What is not acceptable, I would think, is getting emotionally entangled or physically entangled before marriage with a person of the opposite sex. So that's a no-no from a biblical point of view. Okay, so I think we need to wait, trust God, and prayerfully and responsibly take that step. Uh, you know, uh, I would rather answer this question in private, because then I would know where you are coming from. Why do you think this is okay or not okay? And because it may not be one size fits all answer. Okay, you may be representing different backgrounds. So that's why I'm a little hesitant on giving very many specifics here. But I think end of the day, whether you approach, take, it's an extreme case of an arranged marriage. Those days, like one of my colleagues, she said she saw her husband for the first time on the day of her engagement. And they've had a great married life actually. But she saw her husband, I mean, even I can't believe that happened in these times actually, all right? But the other extreme would be, I'd only inform my parents I'm going to date this person or live with this person, and then I'm going to decide or something. That would be the other extreme. Okay, as you can see, both extremes are tricky here. All right, so truth is somewhere in the middle. End of the day, why dating? You want to try to know the person. Something, an advice somebody gave me, which made a lot of sense to me before I was married. He said, well, I used to be talking like this. I need to know the person. He said, Neil, you may never know a person sufficiently till you marry that person. Yeah, so in a sense, what he was saying is, it is a step of faith. Don't think you can completely rationalize it and solve it like a mathematical sum and then say, okay, yeah, this is the person. Yeah, it is a step of faith in a sense. So we need to realize that and recognize that. Oh, I'm glad Pastor Paul Anbu is here also. So if you have specific dating questions, you know where to ask. You don't know. Okay, yeah, true, yeah. That's right. Yeah.
That was
So
some.
dating is not really an advantageous position, is what I'm saying. Well, it's good to know who you're marrying, what you're getting into. I'm not saying blind belief, but at the same time, we say, I want to know this person. Want to know how this person does this, does that, and all that. Then you're stepping into no areas, okay, out of bounds. Yeah.